Today, Anthony Bourdain's recipe for lobster bisque will go against two of the most popular store-bought versions in America.
Ooh.
Was there shell in there?
I don't know. There was a crunch.
There was probably shell. Welcome back to Bourdain.
Everybody should know how to use a knife. Use everything, waste nothing. Let's start at the beginning. It ain't that hard, okay?
I hope you're doing well. My name is Mitch May, and I am beyond self-conscious that my nose whistles occasionally when I breathe due to a deviated septum. We are working through Anthony Bourdain's layout cookbook, doing every recipe for the first time today with a challenge. Bourdain's bisque recipe, with a little bit of my intuition, pitting it against two of your favorites that you voted for on my channel. Our first competitor is going to be Wegmans Lobster Bisque and Red Lobster. The method of testing is simple. My girlfriend, my sister, and my sister's boyfriend picked their favorite with a blind taste test. I have the man's cookbook linked down below in the description. Go grab it. Let's get making this. I'm going to utilize two lobster carcasses I have from a past recipe, and we're going to dispatch another lobster and break it down. First, cover our lobster with just enough water so that it is fully submerged. We're going to remove our sea bug from the water. Bring this to a boil in another pot with a 1/4 cup of vinegar. Why? I don't know. It's just supposed to be acidulated water. That's what Thomas Keller says, and that is how we're going to get the meat out of our lobster easily. We then dispatch our lobster. I'm not one for boiling a living thing, so we go through the brain, then we give it a quick poach for 90 seconds in that boiling water. Working quickly with hands burning, we remove the meat from the shells. I'd like to put this on a little ice bowl. We have it set aside and ready to work on our stock. So this is what will ideally beat the big guys. We're going to use the carcass, the shells, all the stuff that's delicious in here. We're going to cook down into our lobster stock. These boys are from a past dish in which we made lobster blanquette de homard, something like that. I'm just going to chop these up into about inch chunks. Oh gosh, that felt weird. Oh, something interesting I heard is that the shells don't actually contain much flavor. I don't know about that. If you do, please let me know, because I don't want to waste time and I don't want to waste effort. Saw this in half. Sure, legs, yeah, why not? Let's throw legs in there. This lovely carapace. Fresh freaking tamale in there. Yeah, buddy. This is the flavor. This is what it's about. Okay. Let's move over to create the base of this dish. We're going to add 3 tablespoons of avocado oil to a medium hot pan and add our shells. Cook these down until they're nice and bright red. Next up are freaking vegetables. 2 onions finely chopped up, 2 celery stalks finely chopped up, and the white parts of 2 leeks. We're gonna cook this until it's soft and translucent, then add our tomato paste, 1 tablespoon, and mix this well. That tamale mixing with the oil is like heavenly. Now we're going to add cognac, 50 milliliters. And I wanna do an experiment. I got one fancy boy from France, and I got one American. This is Ian J from America. It's 9 o'clock somewhere. Not. Okay. Rough. Cognac. Better, I'd say. Or my tongue is just numb from the first one. We're gonna use this one. We're cooking with it. I don't know if it matters that much. Ooh, that smell. Cook this down a little bit. I'm gonna add our juice. Looks weird, but that is so much heavenly flavor. It hurts. Bouquet garni. Garlic, thinly sliced, 3 cloves. Bourdain instructed us to add it prior, but I don't want that stuff to brown and get burnt. And we just add some water. Bring that to a simmer. Okay, mega boil. Bring that down to a simmer. And you know what? Pink peppercorns. Why not? I'm gonna add about like a teaspoon in there. I am just going to let that do its thing for about an hour and a half. If this does not beat out freaking Wegmans, floozy, cod-filled soup, and Red Lobster, I think there's no hope for America. This is how we're looking after about an hour and a half. Now I just want to strain the stuff. To emulate Bourdain's little mixage with the food processor, I'm going to use a potato masher and just go freaking ham. Get all the flavor, just mash. Cloth of cheese and strain our stock. Give it a nice little twistle. Get as much flavor out as possible. I want to boil that a little bit and reduce it, get the flavor a little more concentrated, like 20, 25 minutes. Just to feel, just to feel. Wegman Lobster Bisque. And we have the Red Lobster. Nice and coagulated. It does have a cheesiness, little smell. Maybe they crumbled up some Cheddar Bay biscuits up in that bitch. Oh, kind of freaking me out a little bit. My friend Cosmo featured comment of the week. Don't ever look at me with that tone of voice again. I don't know what that means. If you want to be featured in a video, comment away and I might just pick your ass. Can't say that, your little cute butt. We're kind of like short on time, no surprise there. I'm going to do something ludicrous. Instead of poaching our reduced stock with the lobster, I'm going to get some of our stock into a breaky tiki and poach in this thing. Put our tails in there. This is really unique, huh? Tails in, and just let them do their thing for about 4 or 5 minutes. Something I'm curious about with cooking lobster, I heard it is overcooked and chewy or undercooked and chewy. Right now, this one feels good to me. Going off to the side, very hot. I'd say it's really nicely cooked. So my bisque, Bourdain's bisque, is gonna have real freaking lobster in it. I don't want to really butcher the cuts, and this will kind of cool down as well. Our claw meat, that will be for our garnish. Moving over to our stock. It's looking nice and reduced. I'd say we reduced it by almost half. Flavor's right where I want it. It's really good. The flavor's right there. I'm happy with that. I'm very satisfied. We're now going to add 2 cups of cream, a little salt, possibly lemon juice, and I did get some lemon zest just to add a nice little brightness. Our meats. I want to thicken it ever so slightly. I'm going to add a little bit of cornstarch, a teaspoon mixture. It is garnish time. A little bit of lobster on each dish. Chives, and we are going to present is the test. Bourdain versus the big guys.
I've never had lobster bisque ever in my life.
I've never tried lobster bisque, but I don't think I'm gonna like it.
I kind of just go in like full dive. I guess I don't want like a weird texture.
Oh, that's pretty delish.
I changed my mind. I think I like lobster bisque.
That tastes like under the sea, like the Atlantic Ocean.
Ooh,
Was there shell in there?
I don't know. There was a crunch.
There was probably shell, sorry.
I kind of like this. This one's kind of oily, but I don't mind it. I think it's good.
That one is just like strong seafood taste.
That's very buttery.
This one's a little bit thicker. Actually, a lot thicker. This is probably the thickest one. Ooh, okay.
It's jiggling. Why am I moving like that?
Very lobstery.
I do not like this one. I don't know if there's cheese in that or what.
Not a fan. Yeah, I don't really like that one.
This one's kind of in the middle. It's not as thin, but it's not as thick as the second one.
This one is a good middle consistency between the two so far. This feels like it's an authentic lobster bisque.
You have to taste it on the tip of your tongue. Kind of salty.
This one tastes like broccoli cheddar soup. This one is good.
Yeah, I taste the sodium in that one.
Good consistency, good texture.
It's definitely not number 2. Number 2 is very fishy and buttery, not in a good way. I do like the cheese in this, but it's probably 1. I think 1's the best.
Oh, this first one. This first one was really good.
Okay.
I liked it. I think I liked the later too.
Thank you for serving me the cat bowls.
Bourdain wins. In the future, I'd like to address the layer of oil, and I would like to thicken it up a little bit, maybe like a beurre manier at the end or something. Check out another video to your right. This was Back to Bourdain.
Stay organized and clean up after yourself. You do the best you can.